Most of you guys read with your eyes, but you never train your mouth. So yeah, you understand English, but you still struggle to speak. In this video, I'll show you how I train my brain to speak English while reading. So reading stops being passive and it turns into actual speaking practice. By the end, you'll have a simple routine. You can practice with a book, with an article, with a YouTube script, or even a social media post. And no, it's not about reading more pages or memorizing more vocabulary. Hi guys, thank you so much for watching WannaSpeak by Veroniq. I'm Veronica. I'm originally from Poland. Today I'm talking to you from Bangkok, Thailand, from this beautiful library. I'm in Thailand because I'm a digital nomad, meaning I travel full time. But most importantly, I'm a language lover myself. I'm learning Chinese right now, and oh boy, what a challenge it is. I don't want a language to just stay in my head. I want to be able to use it in real life when I travel, when I talk to local people. So before I give you the game-changing methods that worked for me and my clients, let me tell you a mistake I made so you can avoid it. I used to read and yeah, I felt productive because I understood the text and I was like, okay, today I read 50 pages, I'm awesome. But 15 years later, I realized that reading is not speaking. Studying vocabulary or grammar rules is not speaking. Speaking is reacting in real life. Speaking is answering. Speaking is pulling the words out of your head when you are in a stressful situation. So the question that changed everything for me is not, do I understand this? It's, can I say something about this text? And one more thing you need to know before we move to the actual methods, you need to know your level. You don't need to name your level exactly, like B1 or B2. Forget about that. In reality, it's pretty intuitive, and for that, we're gonna use the comprehensible input theory by Stephen Krashen. In plain English, it's very simple. It only sounds complicated. The content you consume cannot be too difficult, because if it's too difficult, then you are not learning. You are just translating and you end up exhausted. This is the moment most people simply give up. On the other hand, the book you are reading cannot be too easy, because if it's too easy, you are not improving. You are just lying to yourself. We need to find the sweet spot. You read the text, you mostly understand, but there are some new words. You are still learning something new. But we already know, guys, that input, what you put in your head, is only half of the process. Output, what comes out of your mouth, is what actually trains your speaking skills, your communication skills. That's exactly why I love Speak. You guys know that when I learn languages, I really care about speaking from day one. That's actually how I learned Spanish in around 7 months to an intermediate level, by actually speaking it. This is what I'm doing right now with my Chinese. 我叫什么名字?我叫 Veronica. 你呢? Speak focuses on speaking, obviously, from day one using full phrases, not just some random words. 你会英文吗? So you're actually living the language, not just studying it. It's exciting, not boring. I've been using Speak for a few months to practice my Chinese, and I can already ask for the most useful things. 地铁站是手间在哪里? You know, guys, when Chinese comes out of my mouth, I'm like, is it actually me speaking Chinese? With Speak, you can practice English, Spanish, Japanese, and other popular languages. So if English is the language you're trying to be more confident in, this app is gonna help you a ton. As a digital nomad, I spend so much of my time in Asia, and I feel that Chinese is simply a must for me. And also my last trip to China in 2024 taught me an important lesson. I hate to depend on my phone for every single thing. So Speak helps me practice the phrases I actually need to survive using structured learning path. So I'm not like, what do I learn today? I just open the app and speak.
Instead of saying Z, say the ending of kiz.
名字
名字. And my favorite feature is definitely free talk, because I can practice real life situations like ordering coffee or food, asking for directions.
What do you like to do there?
I like to visit the parks and museums. Oh, they are correcting my mistakes. That's awesome. I also use hands-free mode because I just want to put my earphones in and practice while I'm living my life. Start your free week with Speak. The link is in the description of this video. Okay, now let's go to the methods that will turn your reading into speaking. But first, I need a sip of coffee. The first method: read and listen to the audiobook at the same time. Your brain needs sound. Reading a book gives you meaning, but audio gives you rhythm, pronunciation, stress of the words, right? We don't talk like this. We stress different words, different syllables. It gives you the flow of the language. And flow is so important because when we talk to people, we flow, we vibe with each other. I realized that if you only read silently, your brain creates this silent version of English. And English is meant to be spoken, right? So your task is very simple. You pick a book using comprehensible input. Meaning, you choose something that's not too difficult, but at the same time, it's not too easy. So when you are reading it, you are like, okay, I get the main point, but, oh, this word is new. Oh, I didn't know this phrase. And then step 2, you Google an audiobook. Step 3, you don't listen to the whole book at once. Okay, you listen to one small part. For example, one paragraph. Step 4, pause. Step 5, repeat one sentence out loud. Not the whole chapter, just one sentence that you find useful. Not one word, one sentence. Make sure that you repeat out loud the full phrase, because when you repeat the full phrase, it gives you a pattern. A pattern you can reuse in your future conversations. This method can be so enjoyable because you can consume the content you like, something that's fun, something that you would read anyway in your native language, but you do it in English. So it's like 2 in 1. Okay, guys, let's have a seat for the next method. So here we have a really cool place. And let me share with you the second method. This method is meant to be super practical. And I'm gonna tell you the harsh truth that most probably you're not gonna like. When you read 10 pages and pretend it's productive, it's not. When you read 10 pages and you can't say anything about it, it's not learning. It's actually a waste of your time. So I have something that's gonna save you years of struggle. Read one short paragraph of a text that you deeply, genuinely enjoy. Close the text and answer these 3 questions out loud. What is it about? What do I think about it? How would I use any of these phrases in real life? The goal is not to remember the paragraph. The goal is to become someone who can talk about it. Okay, so let me show you how to actually do it. I figured out a way of finding a book here on my phone. So this is Let Them by Mel Robbins. So I'm gonna read one paragraph right here with you. If you're struggling to change your life, achieve your goals, or feel happier, I want you to hear this. The problem isn't you. The problem is the power you unknowingly give to other people. We all do it, often without realizing it. You make the mistake of thinking that if you say the right thing, everyone will be satisfied. If you bend over backward, this is a nice phrase, bend over backward. Maybe your partner won't be disappointed. If you're friendly enough, maybe your coworkers will like you more. If you keep the peace, maybe your family will stop judging your choices. Okay, so what is it about? This paragraph tells us that actually we can struggle to achieve our goals and dreams because we think too much of other people's opinion, and sometimes we say yes when we don't want to say yes, just to please our partner or a family member. The second question, what do I think about it? Well, I think that this is 100% true. I only disagree with this part that the problem isn't you. Well, it actually is. I know that Mel Robbins doesn't want to offend anyone, but the problem actually is you. And it's a good thing, because if the problem is you, obviously, quote unquote, then you can change it. If you realize that, okay, I'm a people pleaser, I say yes, when in reality, I want to say no, then you can change it. Then you can stop yourself and be like, okay, maybe it's time to be assertive. The third question, how would I use it in real life? I really loved this phrase, if you bend over backward. And I would use it this way. I don't like to bend over backward just to make the other person happy. If I feel that something is not okay, I'm not gonna do it, or I'm not gonna say it, and I'm not going to bend over backward. So this is how I used one useful phrase, not just a word, a phrase in real life. And this actually brings me to the next method. Still full phrases, not single words. This is actually the crucial part of my read, still speak method that I shared in this video. You can watch it after watching this one. Most probably you know this terrible feeling. I think that every language learner knows it, when you are reading a book and suddenly you don't understand a word and you are like, holy. So you close the book, you grab your cell phone or your laptop, you type Google Translate and you translate the word and you keep going. After one page, you end up completely exhausted. So I have a quick fix for you. When you are reading something and you don't understand a word, just keep going, okay? Keep going. And still the full phrase with this word after reading this page. Why the full phrase? Because our brain speaks in chunks, in full phrases. Our brain doesn't speak in single words. Let's say that I learned a word, for example, let me find some word here. Oh, here, I can see the word exposed on this book. Okay, let's say that I looked it up and I understand this word, but how do I actually use it myself? I am exposed, I have exposed. Your brain doesn't know because you just learned a word without context. But if you learn the full phrase, for example, I don't like being exposed. So your brain already knows that, okay, I connect the word expose with the verb to be. So I am exposed. I don't like being exposed. And now the most important part. You need to use this sentence immediately talking about yourself, about your life. For example, I said the truth about myself. I don't like being exposed. Maybe it's like contradictory, right? Because I am very exposed right now. Like there is a lot of people down there, a lot of people behind me that are looking at me. Yes, but I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm really stressed out before recording videos, usually now less than 5 years ago, because I've been doing this for more than 5 years actually. But this is how I train myself to grow as a person. This is where learning happens. This is where real personal growth happens. So I know that some of the methods are maybe not the most comfortable ones, but this is how you are learning, by putting yourself out there and talking to people. Okay, let's change the background to make the video more fun. This is how you turn reading into an actual conversation with your brain. All right, guys, we are almost there. The last extremely useful thing I have for you is the final routine. It's a 10-minute reading routine that will level up your speaking so much. You're gonna read and listen to an audiobook for 2 minutes. For the next 2 minutes, you're gonna repeat one paragraph or one part out loud. Out loud is very important. For the next 2 minutes, you're gonna answer these questions. Later, you wanna steal 2 full phrases and make your own examples using these phrases. And the final 2 minutes, you share your opinion with the text closed. That's it. It's as simple as that. And if you can do it at least 3 times a week, I mean, ideally daily, then your reading is gonna convert into a speaking practice. And why is it so important? Well, simply because the speaking is the ultimate goal of the language, the communication, right? Without my speaking practice, I wouldn't be able to record this video and talk to you. I wouldn't be able to help you. Without speaking, you wouldn't be able to help other people, and you wouldn't be able to help yourself. You wouldn't be able to work, travel, and that's so obvious, right? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions in the comments. You guys know that I love to chat with you, and make sure you give the Speak app a try. See you next week in my next video. Take care, you guys.